because our church is based with it has three different services. It has a
Wow.
Spanish service.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
a Spanish service at 9, English service at 11, and then another Spanish service at 5. And
Nice.
then the one time a month, the first Tuesdays of the month, we come together and we worship together.
That's
We
nice.
have our service together.
Nice.
And
Nice.
then since we were doing that series,
Yeah.
me and my pastor are real close, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then
Hmm.
it was all about changing and stuff like that. And then,
Hmm.
dude, how about he hit me up like right before it was probably like 4 hours before the service
Wow.
started.
Wow.
4 hours before the service started, and he hit me
Yeah.
up. He's like, "Hey, man, I think it's time for you to tell your story." You know what I mean?
Come
I
on.
said,
Come on.
I was like, man, Pastor, you mean tonight? I'm like, dude, you've been thinking about this probably a week ahead. You know what I
Right.
mean?
You
You
could
know
have
what I mean?
told
Like,
you.
I'm gonna get hard up here, or I'm gonna
Yeah.
give me time to prep. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I'm all about prepping. You know,
Yeah.
and then what am I gonna do? Tell my pastor no? You know what I mean?
That's
But
true.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's
That's true.
I like a challenge, and then it's like I told him. He was even straight up a blunt with me too. He's like, "Dude, I know I'm putting you on the spot. You don't have to do it.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only a few hours away." He's like, because he asked me my story, and then
Yeah.
I told him about it even more,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "Man, I want you to come on tonight. People need to hear this."
Mm.
You know
Come
what I
on.
mean?
Come on.
And
Yep.
then yeah, so I was like, "Come on with it." You know what I mean? I'll be game.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, dude, he calls me up to the stage, after he's, teaching, and he's like, "Here goes a testimony I need y'all to hear."
Mm.
And then I get up there, and then right when I step up to the podium and next to him, he's
Mhm.
like, "All right, speak to the camera right here. We're on Facebook Live, so no how you say it? No
Yeah.
don't get
Yeah.
scared."
Yeah. Don't be scared. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I was just like, man, I looked at him, I was like, bro, really? Yeah, so I had a game plan already when I was going up on the stage, because I
Yeah.
was sitting there, while Pastor's doing the service and stuff,
Yeah.
and then I'm going through my notes and stuff, and then
Mm.
I was like, all right, cool. You know what? I'm just gonna focus on what me and Pastor. I'm gonna look Pastor dead on his eyes, and I'm gonna talk to him instead of talking to the whole church.
Exactly.
That was my game plan to get me through the nervousness,
Yeah. Mhm.
And then sure enough, he said, "All right, no, no." And he took my focus off him, and he was like, "All right, now look
Mm.
into the camera and talk to the camera." And I'm like, "God
Wow.
dang it!" I said, "There went my game plan." You know what I mean? I was like, "Shit, yeah." But I just spoke from the heart, and
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
just talked about it.
Yeah.
It was funny, but well, not funny, but it was just like the way everything played out and stuff. And
Yep.
for me, it's funny how you said that, because when I was writing everything, well, I was telling my pastor, dude, like I really started crying, Trey. Like I broke out in tears, man, because I
Yeah.
was writing it, and I'm like, damn, I've
Yeah.
accomplished a lot. I've
Yeah.
accomplished a lot ever
Mhm.
since I quit drinking.
Bro. Bro.
It's like from my electrical career,
Come
what I mean,
on.
I moved up the
Come
ranks,
on.
and then
Yeah.
after that, I started getting into the generator business, and then next
Yeah.
thing you know, I got certified by Generac.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a Generac technician,
Mhm.
and then after that, that's when I got into my fitness, and then I got my CPT, and now I'm
Wow.
all about fitness.
Yeah.
It's like I had a homeboy of mine tell me, he's like, man, bro, it's like, what can't you do?
Yeah. What can't
It's
you do?
like,
Exactly.
he
Exactly.
said, dude, if you put your mind to it, man, you're
Mhm.
gonna grind and get it. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, man, and I owe it all to my sobriety.
Yeah. Exactly. Man, and again, that's why I had to press record. I had to get a little bit of it. I know we were talking earlier, but I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't know how personal we were getting, so I didn't want to press
Oh
record.
yeah, yeah. It's
Hmm.
all good. No, yeah.
Yeah, man. I want people to.
That's a
Mhm.
yeah, that's a deep story where like a lot of people don't know about
Come
that, and then
on.
especially like a lot of people at my church,
Yeah.
the like the respect, it was just totally different, because I got people coming up to me just talking to me now, and
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
like,
Yep.
first, what I mean, I serve at my church, what I mean, I serve in
Mm-hmm.
the parking lot, I help people park cars, and then
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes whatever the pastor church needs me to do, I do it, and sometimes
Yeah.
if I have to meet and greet at the door, what I mean, I do it.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
people, what I mean, will always say hello, but now people are having a conversation with me because it's like they know where I've been through, and they know where I'm
Hmm.
at. It's like I like to tell them, like my life before Christ was like it was dark, dark,
Come
ugly road,
on,
man. It
come
wasn't
on.
it wasn't
Yeah,
nothing nice. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Until I gave, I know you probably, you're a spiritual man. I know you heard the sinner's prayer.
Absolutely, yeah. Hmm.
When I said that for the first time, that was when my life changed, and that was
Wow.
like I said, 2 years and 6 months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
the when the Holy Spirit hit you, brother, it just hit you, and
Bro, come on, man.
I just ran
Come
with it,
on.
and that's why like anything what my church needs, I'm there for them because
Come on.
I owe everything to my church
Yeah.
from my sobriety. Like when times get hard and stuff like that, and stuff hits the fan, and the back of my mind, you know, what I mean, I want to start drinking again. I remember all the people who
Exactly.
surround me at the church,
Exactly.
and I
Absolutely.
think of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
And they're the reason why I don't go back to drinking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
I fight my demons like I used to pick up the can when shit get hit the fan, but now you know what I mean. I go to scripture. You know, I fight
Yeah.
my battles. I
Hmm.
fight my addiction with scripture. I'll open up Matthew or I'll open up John and just start reading a verse. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Until it goes away.
Yep.
That's one way to deal with it, you
That's
know.
one way.
Or
Yeah. Hmm.
if that's not the case, man, I can always go in the gym and jump on the treadmill and
Come
run that
on,
shit
man.
out of me, and run that shit out of me, you know.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly, bro. And again, I'm glad I caught this side of you, man. I'm glad I'm recording. Because I want people to see that. I want people to see that it's just art isn't just fitness. You know, art is a Christian. Art is a father. Art
Yeah,
is a man. You have you have flaws. You know, people,
yeah,
yeah, people need to see that because it's like, man, he has these six packs, he has this, man, look at him. He must people when people see the end result, they tend to forget about the work that it took or to even think about the work it took to get there.
yeah,
They just see art. They see you now.
yeah, yeah. They see the results, and then they don't see the grind. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? What
exactly.
it took to get there. The sleepless nights due to cannot sleep because my body was still addicted. You know
Come
what I mean?
on. Yeah.
The terrifying moments, and that shit didn't go away like easy,
Hmm.
man. That shit stood
Hmm.
with me for like 2 months. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I self isolated from my family. I self isolated from my friends. I self
Hmm.
isolated from the world, really, except for
Yeah.
my kids when I first stopped drinking. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
Exactly.
it was
Hmm.
like I couldn't be around the temptation because in that walk of my sobriety, I was still fresh. You know what I
Come
mean? You don't
on.
want to if you're fresh like that, you got to cut yourself off. You got to isolate because
Come on. Yep.
the temptations will overcome you and overrule you because you don't know how to battle it yet. You know.
Man. Hmm.
Yeah, it
Exactly.
took me like a hot minute just to come out and just actually be with my family and friends. And then I'll never forget when I quit drinking. It was on December 23rd of 2020.
Wow.
That was right before Christmas. And then
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do? Not go say spend Christmas with my family and stuff
Family.
like that.
Yeah.
So what I did is I went to where my family was at. Of course, we're Mexican. We all
Yeah.
love to party and stuff
Yep.
like that. And then
Hmm.
what I did is I went over there. I just picked up a plate and then I gave my grandma and all my aunts and all my uncles. I gave them all a kiss and just told them that I had to leave. You know what I mean? I said, "Hey, I just want to wish y'all Merry Christmas. I love
Come
y'all, but
on.
I gotta go." And they
Mm.
already do. You know what I mean? Like they knew what I was battling, and it just they just encouraged me too. And it was like, all right,
Wow.
cool. You know what I mean? But at the
Wow.
end of the day, you know what I mean? When you get to that level of sobriety where shit doesn't matter to you, you know what I mean? It's easy now for me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Now
Hmm.
I have jokes about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like
Exactly.
you ever
Exactly.
seen that movie? I know you're younger than me, but that movie Menace to Society.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
saw
yeah,
him in
yeah,
this. Yeah.
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 That's what I'm saying. You remember
Hmm.
Sharif in there, the Muslim guy. You know what I mean? The bald headed guy.
Yeah. 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 I do.
I can't
Yep.
think of
Yep.
his character. Remember when they were at that party and they was like, "Hey, yo, Sharif, hand me a beer." He's like, "Man, I'm trying to keep y'all fools from drinking this poison."
Exactly. Exactly.
Dude, I be posting up on the cooler all the time, dude.
Exactly.
It's just a get go for me, man. That's like a joke for me, bro. Like
Yep.
I'll be at the party and stuff like that, and I'll be sitting there right by the cooler, and then they gotta come to me to
To
go get a
ask for the
beer.
cooler.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah.
keep y'all fools from drinking this
It's
poison.
poison.
But nah, it's all fun and games, so you know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's dope, bro. That's dope. The fact that you even brought up Menace to Society, bro. Man, that takes me way back. I mean, that's a again, you learn from those elements though. You learn from the past, you
Hmm.
learn from the movies, even elements that you watch and things that you can recall, and now you make light of your struggle. That is
Yeah.
that is so amazing. Um to know that you can go to that state of talking about what it was that you um was or was not necessarily doing at the time. So
Hmm.
bro, I commend you, man. I commend you. Again, I know this is a fitness check-in, but I just wanted to just take the time out to let people know too that art isn't just here from a fitness standpoint. You had to fight. You're still fighting. You know what I'm saying? You're still fighting now, so and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, if
For
you don't mind me
sure.
asking, yeah, how is that? How is it now, man, the sobriety? Like, is it a lot easier now?
Oh yeah, of course. It's
Nice.
like when I tell, like, I get a lot of people who still come to me, who asks, what I mean, hey, bro, how did you quit drinking? You know what I mean? How did you do it?
Yeah.
And I lay out the blueprint. You know what I mean? I even told a good buddy of mine's, he's struggling like real
Yeah.
bad because he started going to the doctor, and
Yep.
the doctor's telling him no good news.
Right.
And then, and he was on it even harder because he was drinking hard liquor. You know what I mean? I was a beer drinker,
Oh
but
yeah.
that liquor would
That
destroy your liver
yeah,
a whole
man.
lot quicker.
Quicker. Hmm.
And then, like the blueprint's really easy. It's just like how I said, you got to self isolate, and then like to deal with that addiction, you got to like find an alternative.
Yeah.
Like when you're out and about, like there was for a hot minute when I started coming out after the 3 months was over. I always had a cup in my hand, and then I always went. I bought me some cranberry juice with a lime,
Yep.
and I had a white styrofoam cup. I'm from Texas.
I'm
You
from
know how we
Texas.
do
I
it.
already know. I already know. I already know the styrofoam cup. I get it. It's either the paper bag, the paper bag, or the styrofoam cup. I get you, man. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So I
Yep.
always had some cranberry juice and
Yep.
some lime in there,
Yep.
and it almost tasted. I mean, it made my brain think that, hey, I got something in my hand. It almost tasted like a mixed drink. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like I'm
Hmm.
sipping on it.
Exactly.
But that, you have to find an alternative, what I mean, when you're out socially.
Yeah.
It's a little
Yeah.
bit easier when, what I mean, you're at home. But when the temptation is when you get
When you
outside the
get
home,
outside of the home.
when
Yeah.
you're in the streets, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's when the
Yeah.
temptation hits. So you have to have a game plan. It's just like fitness too.
It's
You
just
know what
like
I'm saying?
fitness.
It's
I'm
like
telling you. Yeah.
you have to have a game plan before you
Meal prep.
go into the gym.
Exactly.
And you know what I
Exactly.
mean? You got to have a game plan. And then it's the same thing with sobriety. It
Yep.
follows right. It falls right into sobriety. You have to have a game plan when you're going out in the streets, because without that game plan, dude, you're kind of going to be screwed, and that temptation might overrun you.
Mm,
Yeah, I would take two little bottles of cranberry juice. I'll have my
yep.
lime there, make my drink. Then people who didn't know what I was going through, they're like, "Oh, he's
Yeah.
making a mixed drink,"
Yeah.
so like, so
Yeah.
but yeah, uh, and yeah, that's how I dealt with that. And then the hardest part was the sleep. That's where it gets you, like for the first 2 months. The sleep part, because your body's so used to having that addiction, that alcohol, and I
Exactly.
could not sleep without it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it was like that's where it really, like, it's either gonna make you or break you,
Break you.
because
Yeah.
if you don't get out past that stage, you're gonna relapse,
Yeah.
and you have to have a supporting team. You know what I mean? A supporting
Mm,
cast.
yeah.
That's really important. Like, to be honest, I really didn't have that.
Yeah.
What I had was my supporting cast was my daughter. My
Yeah.
daughter
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
there, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Hmm.
I put my why, like how we talk about the why of
The why in
fitness,
fitness. Yeah.
the same shit applies through sobriety.
Yep.
What is your why to stop? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And my kids were one of it. And then one thing what was big for me was my son. My son was
Mm,
2 years old at the time,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. And then I knew what it was like because I grew up with the father who was an alcoholic, and I knew where that I just followed in the footsteps. And then what made me start thinking is like, you're on your deathbed, you're getting ready to die. Guess what? What do you want for your son? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got to break that generation curse.
Yeah.
that runs deep. You know what I mean? You don't
Mhm.
just don't become an alcoholic. Just, oh, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna become an alcoholic. No,
Yeah,
it's through the
yeah,
generations.
the
You know what I mean?
generations. Yeah.
My grandpa was that way. My dad was that way. My dad caught Wanda's to the liver and almost died. I did the same thing. And
Wow.
then, you know what I mean? What am I gonna do? I can either stop this shit from hitting my son, you know what I mean? And let's prevail my son will never see that side.
Mm.
And still to this day, bro, like I'm so glad I did because
Yep.
my son would never see
Come
me
on,
drunk.
man.
You know what
Come
I'm
on.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
Come
that's
on.
like what's really important.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, bro, hey, bro. Love it, man. I love it. I love it. Because
Yeah,
it hits home. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and one thing, what another is just like my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was at the age where like she still knows. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I used
Yeah.
to be drunk and shit like that, and
Mm-hmm.
she actually when I quit drinking.
Mm.
She actually was like so proud of me and stuff like that.
Mm. Let's
And
go.
she's like, Dad, I'm just so glad you're not drinking no
Yeah.
more, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh.
yeah, that type of stuff right there keeps you
Mm.
pushing, man.
Mm.
That's where I said the family, the why.
The why. The why. The
Yeah.
why, bro. The why. Like again, man, this is why I have these things. This is why I have these check-ins. I think these check-ins are a really good reflection. They help you
Hmm.
see where you were or where you are now. It's like oftentimes you get so caught up in work or bills or whatever you got going on with your life, relationship issues, that we fail to sometimes sit and go, damn, like like I'm actually here. I'm actually I remember when I was doing this, or I remember when I was doing that. I remember when like, and then you look and you turn around, and sometimes it takes something like this. Sometimes it takes
Hmm.
me looking at you, all right, and going, bro, man, can you talk to us about how you actually had a shot liver? And like you said, you're like, oh man, I actually kind of forgot about it. Like, yeah, I actually did.
Yeah.
So it takes this. Sometimes it takes people outside of you to help you reflect on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro?
exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then when my pastor asked me to talk about that and I started
Mm-hmm.
writing, and that's when it hit me like,
Yep.
damn, like,
Yep.
man, 2.5 years ago, bro, you wouldn't, you were
You would
fighting. You were fighting. Now look at
come
you.
on.
Now you're trying to strive for success.
Yep. Yep. That's good, bro. This is good. This is good. Um, again, I love the realness. I love the transparency. Again, I have even addictions, man. You make me want to open up in sharing. I think the next call, I think I'm actually going to make it on addictions. I think I
Yeah.
actually like. I think that fitness and addictions, or addictions within fitness. I'm not sure how to word it, but
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards right now. Like
yeah,
scaling, like past 2 weeks, it's like, all right, man, like you've been talking about it, you've been saying about it, and jump in there and dive in. And then
hmm,
I've been actually trying to cram my brain. It's like,
yep,
how can I bring addiction to fitness, people
yep,
with addiction to
yeah. You told
fitness?
me that. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, how
yeah,
can I do that? I need to
yep,
find a way to incorporate that. And that's going to be where I am and where I'm going to focus on more like how we call the soul tribe,
hmm,
like my followers and stuff like that. And it's like I need to figure out a way because like I said, the past 2 weeks, it's like I'm really locked in and I
yep,
got a vision
yep,
and I want to make this happen. Whatever gets in my way is gonna have to
hmm,
go away. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
like it's getting ready to be me versus the world on trying to
exactly,
get this business off the ground
exactly.
because it's there. My passion's there, my expertise on it, what I
Mm,
do is there. It's
yeah,
like, all right, just jump forward with it. You know what I mean? It's like take the leap of faith.
mm,
So
bro.
that's what I've been really locked in on. It's like, how am I gonna get this off the ground?
Mm,
And it's getting there one by one. I'm putting the pieces of together.
exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna come together. And I told myself 6 months from now I want to be up and running. You know,
There you
I
go.
know it's gonna take
There you
time.
go.
Stuff just doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah,
Like,
nah.
all right, cool.
Mm,
And it was funny because I was talking to another person about this, and then it's like I need to apply what I do to clients out here in the fitness world.
mm,
somebody will come to me and be like, "Hey, I want to lose about 80 to 100 pounds," and
Yeah.
the first thing what comes to my head is an outcome goal. That's an
Yep.
outcome goal.
Talking girl.
My outcome goal on my business six months from now. Okay, that's an
Mm,
outcome goal. All right, well, let's focus on the process it's going to take you to get to, to that goal.
yep.
So how about we lose 20 pounds here, 20
Mhm,
pounds here,
mhm,
20 pounds here. All right, well, let's build the brand. How do we
mm,
push the brand? All
mhm,
right, let's launch the brand.
mm.
All right, how do we fix the brand?
Yeah.
Now I should be somewhere close to my goal. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The same thing applies. I mean, it's kind of crazy how fitness can apply to every aspect of
Every
even
aspect,
even life. You know what I mean? We
bro.
just talked about how it rolled over to sobriety. Now I'm
Yep.
talking about how it's rolling over into a business.
Yep. Yep.
I'm taking these first steps, and then everybody's scared to ask for help, and then that's where even where I might have to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly, bro. I love that, bro. The correlation. Ooh, dang. You actually making me think of so many good topics. I'm like, man, maybe I should bring the correlation of fitness. Like, I'm thinking of so many different things as we talk right now. I'm just like, bro, this would be great to talk about. This would be great to sit down and just think about. Again, the correlation between fitness and everything else. It hits everything else in life. You know, you
Mhm.
you can talk about push-ups all day long, but until you do them, you will not see the effect. It's the same thing in life. You can talk about
Yeah,
you can talk a big talk, but if you like, unless you're putting in work, unless you're actually doing something about what you're
yeah,
saying, it's
exactly.
not going to happen.
Hmm.
It's not going to happen.
That's just like how we talked about the fear of going into the gym. It's the same thing what applies with me because I'm having that struggle because the fear of starting my own business.
Your own business. Mm-hmm.
And I've
Mm-hmm.
been in the fitness aspect of it, I've been sitting in my car just thinking about this business, thinking about this business, thinking about this business. All right, well, you need to get out of your car and walk into that gym. All right,
There
well,
you
cool.
go.
You need to get up off your ass and start making the programs,
There you go.
make the templates,
There
or
you
you know what I
go.
mean, start putting
Mm-hmm.
things together.
Yeah.
That's the saying, it all falls together.
That's crazy when you say that, bro. Mm.
Yeah.
That correlation, man. That correlation. And this actually, again, this is leading me into the question. I know we going into the questions, but I wanted to know, man, the past 30 days, what have been your fitness goals? And then how has it been in regards to hitting those goals? And you can include the business. That's why I'm asking you this question. But if it's been anything in the
Yeah.
arena, yeah, like what have been your goals, and have you
Um,
have you hit them or not? Yeah,
yeah, I've been hitting them.
let's
The
go.
past 30 days, I started at 160 pounds when I just finished my lean bulk, and then the past month I've been cutting, and I've actually nailed my cut. I am actually down to 155,
Let's
and
go.
that's actually I wanted to lose a pound per week because you
Mm.
don't want to just start losing the shit out of the weight because I'm gonna lose my muscle while
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? So that's why we advise to aim for 0.5 to 1 pound a week.
Let's
So
go.
therefore, you can keep all the muscle you can.
Let's
And
go.
then
Mhm.
when I jumped on the scale today, I was
Mhm.
actually 155, and I
Let's
was like,
go.
"That's my
Let's
mark. I
go.
hit.
Yeah.
All right, that was golden. Boom, check. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I did it.
Hmm.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Other than that, I set the new goal in. Is like, all right, cool. It's time to start focusing on the business aspect of things.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, I've actually program my next work, and I'm actually writing a calendar, so therefore it can keep me on track with my calories. And
Mm.
for because I'm getting ready to go this next month, my new goal is to drop another 4 pounds because
Wow.
150 is where I want to be at.
Wow.
I think don't
Hmm.
quote me on that because like I have a picture of me where I want to get to back to where like I'm still jacked, but I mean my whole entire core. That picture actually where you shared on
That
that
I be
that
using on
template
the
thing.
template. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
that one. That's where
That
I
was
want to
dope.
get back
That
to.
was
Yeah,
dope,
I
bro.
want to get back to
Yeah.
there because that was me. Like my body was still full and I was still shredded because my calories weren't that high, and
Yeah.
I'm actually eating around them calories right now. That's why I've been snapping pictures of me. Every time I wake up, just to be like, all right, I compare it, and
Yep.
I'm like, all right, I'm still not there yet. I can still see the fat right here.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
my lower abs are not fully in
Yeah.
yet. All right, cool.
Hmm.
Because if you don't have nothing to go back on, that's why pictures are very great. Some
Get
people say it's
yeah.
not self conceited, and then the
Nah.
videos, you know what I mean. This is all what we call tracking. You know
Track
what
it.
I mean? You
Hmm.
got to track your progress
Yeah.
because you could look at it all day, but it's like, all right, I got this compared to, and I got this picture to
Come
compare
on.
to, and I'm
Yeah.
not there yet. I'm just
Yeah.
not there yet. So,
Hmm.
like, that's how I'm keeping up with things,
Hmm.
and just making sure, like, I got all my calories and where I'm going to be marked at. All right, this week I'm going to be eating at 2,600.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna
That's
finish out
good.
the week with another 2,600
That's
before
good.
I drop it down to 2,300.
Hmm.
Did you watch that video?
The one you posted in the group.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't
Oh,
watched it yet.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. But I will. I'm gonna
Uh,
watch it as soon as I get off here. I'm gonna try to watch it. But I was scrolling
yeah.
through yesterday. What was it on? If you don't mind me asking, what was the topic?
Oh no, it was just making the calorie deficit on how you could squeeze a meal in what you want.
Mm,
Yeah, I posted my calories. I put it on my boards. What I mean, I just
yeah.
broke it down. Actually, I still have it on my
Oh yeah, I
board.
did see you were talking. You were talking to us, like looking at the board. I think
Yeah, and I had a meal,
you had a meal.
and I had
Okay, I did see.
yeah,
I did see some of it.
that's what I ate. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that meal right there don't look like your everyday somebody who's in a calorie
Nah.
deficit meal.
What was that?
That
Was it was like some rice? What was that
It
rice
was
and
it was meatloaf. You know what I mean?
meatloaf?
I always tell you I'm a sucker for
Yeah,
meatloaf. I have
yeah,
it every Friday, and it's not
yeah.
with 93.7 either. It's 80/20.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
it's regular meatloaf, so therefore you get that full
wow.
effect of it. You know what I'm
Nice,
saying?
bro. Yeah, yeah.
I tried the 93.7 meatloaf, and that shit ain't the same, bro. That shit ain't the same. That extra what's that 13% of fat,
Yeah,
bro?
13% of
That
fat.
shit
Yeah,
makes a difference. That
it makes
makes
a
a
difference,
difference
man.
there.
I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
Yeah,
It
and
makes a
so
difference. That fat makes a difference, bro. Yeah,
yeah, but I keep my carbohydrates and I keep my beans. I
yeah,
always eat. Remember, I think we discussed this. The reason why I eat rice and beans with every meal.
yeah.
Yeah, because the rice and the rice by itself is not a complete protein, and the beans by itself is not a complete protein. But
Right.
when you mix them together, it
Mm-hmm.
makes a complete
Yeah,
protein because of the essential amino acids one
yeah.
each other lack.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, uh, yeah, that's the reason why I eat rice and beans every day.
Mm.
But if you look at it, I had a serving of fat free cheese on it, and it doesn't look like a meal where somebody will be eating to lose weight.
Right.
That was what I'm trying to put in people's
In
heads.
people's head. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I do this. I do it. I mean, I do it every day. I
Yeah.
mean, if I wanted to make pizza fit my shit, I make it fit.
Yeah.
What I mean,
Exactly.
if I want
Exactly.
pizza, uh, but I've been like, look at that. There's no way he's eating that and he's losing weight. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like how I've been talking about. So
Yeah.
I wanted to show the group a
Mhm.
picture, and then the way when they see that picture, they'll be like, he's not in no calorie deficit. And
Yeah.
then I dissect a calorie deficit
Yeah.
and how to fit that meal in your calorie deficit. I
Yeah.
dissect it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a big learning. I wanted people to learn off of that video because,
That's
like I
good, man.
said in the video, you don't have to eat chicken and rice and vegetables every damn day. You can
Facts,
enjoy what
bro.
you want.
What you want?
You,
Exactly.
yeah, what you want. Like
Hmm.
if you want a good steak, oh well, there ain't nothing wrong with steak. But let's just say, what's a bad like pizza, for example? I could break down the calories from my favorite pizzeria,
Hmm.
and I could get a medium pepperoni over there, and I put like 488 grams on the scale. No crust. Therefore, I can just enjoy it because the crust gives it extra weight.
Yeah.
So I take the crust off, and that's like every bit of 5 to 6 slices, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's 3 servings of a pizza, and it rounds out to like 1,300 calories with
Woo.
like 50 grams of fat,
Man.
and but it like 46 grams of protein.
The protein. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Hmm.
carbs in it. But I can make that fit my calorie deficit easy where it doesn't hurt me at all. Like
Wow.
I literally used to do that every 2 weeks when I was eating 1,700 calories.
Woo.
That's like when I that's what I'm saying. When I call myself the macro king, I make
You
meals
man.
fit my cat. I make meals fit my calorie deficit. You know what I
I
mean?
love that, man.
And
Yeah.
then I could jump on the scale the following day, and I will be down a half pound. That's just how. If you know what you're doing and you know how to break down calories, you can eat literally whatever you want. That's why when you talk to a personal trainer, it's not bullshit. When we tell you you can literally eat whatever you want, you literally can, but you got to know what you're doing.
Mm, bro, that's good, man. That's good. I was just talking to Giselle, I think on our last call. We were talking about, yeah, on her check-in. We were talking
Mm-hmm.
about how many calories it takes to burn a pound of fat. I think she said 3,500. Was that 30,
Mm-hmm.
35? Yeah,
3,500
3,500.
calories.
Yep. She mentioned 3,500, and again, you look at that and you're like, man, that's crazy. Who would ever want to not eat that many calories in a day? Like who would want to be in a deficit to where you're burning that many? And again, she talked about how she's kind of, slowly upping her calorie deficit. Like she's doing
Yeah.
300 calories, 500, but someone like you, who's more well seasoned in the aspect of calorie deficit, you know, you again, you check your macros, you adjust what you need to adjust, and before you know it, you're down 1,500, calories less in a
Mm-hmm.
day. And so that just 2 3 more days, and that's a pound right there.